So hi everybody. Oh Lord, at least I can laugh at myself. Uh, I want to thank you for being there and thank you for listening. And don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. And if you want a reading, it's lynntarotreadings at gmail.com. lynntarotreadings with an S at gmail.com. And please email me if you want a reading, and I'll get you right in because I've got a lot of openings at the current time. It's not always like that. I'm going to get my shot tomorrow, and my second shot, COVID shot, and that's going to make me feel so good because I'll be able to hang out with my daughter and my grandson after a couple of weeks. They've already had both of those. Theirs like last month. And also I wanted to pat myself on the back because I said those tax returns were coming out last night. I couldn't have got it. No wonder the cards are so strong on it. I mean, the cards were so... there was no other way to read them except they were coming out. And they did. So I'm really happy about that. I bet we're all happy about that. And I feel like we ought to pat ourselves on the back for weighing it out till this. So we might see this president in orange yet. We might see the orange man in an orange dress. But he'll probably have a custom-made one that's gray with stripes running sideways or something. But anyway, it gives us something sweet to dream about. And I don't want to sound vengeful. And some of the things I'm going to read on tonight is the family and how this is going to affect them and stuff. But also, we can't go forward with our government and come to any kind of democracy until this last 4 years has been dealt with, because it's that family and everybody he put in there and the Republican Senate just tore our democracy to shreds, total shreds, shredded it every day. Like I said, I kept thinking of the Jenga blocks, just kept pulling stuff out of it from here or there or there or there. And somebody says, well, you know, I can't expect Joe Biden to do all this at once, blah, 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 because of everything he did. Well, I don't. It's going to take time to put this stuff back in order. But the main thing that he promised the people is stuff that he needs to do and follow through with. And two of those promises he made, like the student loan debt and the $15 minimum wage that he's now kind of sliding back on, it's awful suspicious that he started sliding back on that 2 days after he had a meeting with his donors at the White House. And we know he had a meeting with his donors at the White House because since we have a respectable, honest, Democratic president in there at this time, they keep records of that stuff again, and it was on the records. So I thought we wouldn't have to worry about any of that because of his age, and he had already said he was just going to only go for one term anyway. But I think he's already got his eyes on the prize, got his eyes on something besides just doing what he said, because we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And one thing about it, he is a good and an honest man, and he will try to help people more. Anybody would try to help people more than Donald Trump, but he's beats the hell out of the alternative. But there would have been a Republican president in there. So anyway, I'm going to let that go. No more griping, no more complaining. Love you all, and thank you so much for watching. And I think I already mentioned that they got those tax returns already. I just made me feel good I did that reading last night, because not only because I was right, if I'd have waited another day, it would have been too late. Then I couldn't have been right. I'm just teasing you. So what I'm going to read on tonight first is when Trump met with the Proud Boys, or they call them the Peanut Butter Boys on Becca's and Johnny's channel. I love that, and Jen Lynn's. And the Oath Keepers, sounds like somebody from 9 years old, a bunch of 9-year-olds. Are we ever going to find out what is discussed? What I'm going to ask, I think, instead of are we ever going to find out, let's ask What were they talking about? What were they talking about when they met? And when Trump met with them before the insurrection, what were they talking about? Were they talking about, let's ask it even more, were they I'm sure they were talking about the 6th and what they were going to do. We know that, but what came out in that meeting? 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 Probably payoffs made. Probably about money from just even looking at that card. So we got the 7 of Wands. I haven't pulled to see what the influence or obstacle is over this, but I'm going to say, I think they were told they had his backing from the 7 of Wands coming out. I think he was saying he was going to unblock them. There was some money discussed, a whole lot of money was the influence over it. Even though they're dying to do this anyway, they're just like a bunch of kids that are wanting to go play police, but even if they have to kill police while they're playing police. But there was a lot of money involved. From Trump and his connections, his party, his whatever, and we got the King of Coins here. From his coffers, from Trump's coffers, whatever. He told them the White House was going to be behind him no matter what, that they didn't have to worry. And of course, here's the lie. That's at the top, and still at the present, in the sky, the lie, the big lie, that the election was stolen. That was discussed. Some woman, I don't know if she was with him in there, or if she worked on this, or if it was backed by part of her money. And I don't think that this is that Supreme Court Justice's wife, although she put a lot of money into it. He ought to lose his job over this once it's investigated. But never should have got his job to start with. And Biden helped him get his job to start with. Instead of listening to Anita Hill and listening to bringing in any witnesses, he just poo-pooed it. But anyway, I'm not going to go back there. I'm not going to start picking on him. It sounds like I am. But I was around watching politics every day in the hearings at that time. So we got the Queen of Swords here. Somebody's coming into view that had something to do with this meeting, some woman. Something was discussed about maybe money coming in from the woman or something. Vengeance and violence is what it was about. Probably death, if it, truth be known. What was surrounding it? More money. Got the Queen of Pentacles here. And that's also a yes card on top of vengeance and death. By trying to scare them to death, like they've always been afraid, terrified of anybody that's not white, taking them back to their childhood, and asking them all to work hard for him. But the truth's coming out. It might take a lawsuit, it might take subpoenas, it might take a court case, but the truth is going to come out on that. So I'm going to pick these up real quick instead of going back through and explaining them. There's no reason, nothing there to explain that we didn't already know, but I was just curious to how that was going to come out. The next thing I'm going to read on is what impact will this have on the 3F's life? And 3F's to me is going to, from now on, going to be Trump's name. I don't like to say his name. So 3F's is failing 45. So what effect is this going to have on failing 45 of them releasing these tax reforms? What effect is it going to have? What effect is it going to have? What effect is it going to have? Take these off for a minute. What effect is it going to have on FFF's life? It's easier to say 3F's life. You can put your own words in there. What effect is this going to have on 3F's life? What effect is this going to have on 3F's life? Put my glasses back on here. I thought I could see them better without them. But I can't. We got the Knight of Wands. Alright, this is young energy coming in and finding the money, looking over his money, trying to ask where the hell this money came from that dropped out of the sky. This is also a yes card, but yes what? What kind of, I said ask how it was going to affect him. Well, this is the foundation of the reading. That's not good. Look like it's going to affect him not too nicely. Not too nicely. Got the Ten of Swords here. No matter how deep and this is Trump, no matter how deep I try to bury that, it keeps coming back up. The King of Pentacles there, it's going to shine a light on what's been going on in his life and around his life and about his life. Hopefully just how crooked he is. Yep. The Attorney General is going to even have to be called in before it's over. Judgment. Looks like there's going to be a trial. There's going to be a trial. That's right where Donald Trump's at. And we got the Star on top of Judgment. I think that's going to be the truth coming out. We got the Wands, the Ace of Wands, another ace to go on top of the Ace of Coins here or next to it. And so yes, that's showing me that yeah, that's right, the truth is going to come out. The light's going to be shined on it. And a lot more. We're going to find out so much stuff about him that is going to just dazzle us. Even, you know, can't baffle him with brilliance, dazzle him with bullshit. Well, this isn't even going to be bullshit. This is going to be, oh my God. Oh my God. And it's going to be about where the money went. There's going to be so much money that they're going to be running probably all over the world trying to unload bank accounts for him and his family. So that's how much this is going to change his life. They're bringing in younger eyes and new eyes to look at this, find out where the money came from. It's going to end up almost being the death of Donald Trump, and here he is. It's going to shine light. Going to call in the big wigs, even the Attorney General, before they're through, because judgment is coming, and they are finding for the people, and this is to signify, yes, they are finding for the people. And this is so much news coming out that it baffles us, and most of that news is going to be about money all over the world. So that's what that's how that's going to affect Trump. I said it. It's hard to get over that old. That's how that's going to affect 3F. Oh, 3Fs. Sounds better. Oh, 3Fs. Oh, 3Fs. Failing 45. Failing 45. 3Fs. Whoops. Got 2 more cards here. I don't know if they were from the ones I just got or what, so we'll stick them back in different places. So the next one is, how is this going to affect the little princes? How is this tax return going to affect Ivanka? A little cold-hearted, unfeeling. She can't help it. She was probably just got the genes from her dad. And from what I read about Melania, maybe he's just attracted to women that think like he does. Women who think like he does. So let's see, how's this going to affect his... Started to call her his significant other, but whatever. How is this going to affect Ivanka? Okay. She's worried about going to jail as she goes to bed tonight. She's feeling like she was really stupid to get this deep in this, but she was born this deep in it. The Foundation is another jail card, 9 of Wands. I'll be shocked if she goes to jail, but we got 2 jail cards and a hangman. She's definitely going to get caught up in this. Got a death card. I don't think she's suicidal. She looks pretty freaking healthy to me, so maybe this is just the death of her life as she knows it. Changes. The end of a cycle, the start of the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. For some reason, when they first start going into this, something to do with her helping him steal things are going to come out right away. Something to do with theft and her helping. She's trying to tell herself, as I sit here and talk, that everything's going to be okay, that she's got enough money and power behind her. But it isn't going to be very long before she's going to higher ground. She's not going to have the support of people around her that she thought she would when this all comes out. They're going to lose some of the support. It's funny, here comes this King of Pentacles again when you're dealing with the Trump family, and it comes, she's worried about her dad, and she's worried about the mess he's gotten the whole family into, because she knows that they're not going to be able to hide this any longer. So no, it's not good for her at all. She's worried about going to prison. She thinks she made some really stupid decisions, wondering if some way she can get out of it. She is going to get tied up right in the middle of it. It's going to be a total life change for her about all the theft that went on. It's going to include the rest of the family too, not just her. some of the people around her are even going to shun her, and like they're going to go to higher ground. She's going to be really sad that she ever even went into this with her dad, although she was probably in it all her life. When the sun is shone on this. Now, how they manipulated all the money. So anyway, yeah, she's going to be in trouble too. Of course, we know that. All the kids are going to be in trouble. I'm probably wasting my time reading these, but it gave me something to read on. I'm always trying to think of something different to read on. And I knew that these taxes were a big thing. So next, let's see what it's going to do to Don Jr. To the Snow Nose. Snow Nose Jr. See that little video he put out a couple of days ago with all of his little guns stacked behind him on the kind of board that they put up in stores to display things. I'm sure he's got those all over his house, those peg boards. Maybe he just displays his guns in all of his rooms. God, what a wasted piece of crap. I shouldn't talk like that. God don't make crap. God don't make whatever. But I think he's like all of us when we're doing our artistic things. Some things just turn out better than others. And I was going to do a prayer before I started this, tell me not to be vindictive, and it sounds like I am. But I'm not being vindictive. We can't sort out the future in any way to do with our politics, which is going to be our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids, till this is dealt with. It's got to be dealt with. So, Don Jr., what are you up to? What's old Snow Nose up to? He's going through his money really quick already. He's worried about if they get in a whole lot of trouble, how he's going to get more blow. I shouldn't say that, but especially if his daddy goes to jail, that's the obstacle. And look at this, I can't believe how many times I shuffle these. Wherever I put this in the deck, here's this back again. So this is all family. Still thinking that his dad's going to get him out of this in some way. His dad and his power and his money man is going to get him out of this. But if they don't, he might just turn them all in. This usually comes up in Ivanka's cards when I've read for him the last 4 years. But no, but this is his. Making some kind of deal with somebody. Maybe his sister. Maybe they're going to work together to get their way out of this. Got the Queen of Pentacles next to it. Because it's not going to look very good. He knows it doesn't look good. This is the immediate future coming up. We got the Nine of Swords. We got the Two of Swords. From what's going on inside of him, he don't know whether to shit or go blind. He is really worried about this. And of course, being hyped up doesn't help when there's something to solve. He's more worried about being out in the cold and not having money for what he thinks is his needs at this time. He's blaming everything on the Democrats and on the women, whatever, like Nancy and whatever, like the same all crap they're blaming everything on in Texas. Anytime they can't come up with an excuse for anything, they just blame it on strong women. This is going to come around faster than we thought. And it's going to branch off, and when they start following that money, it's going to branch off into COVID and some of the things they did with COVID. Something to do with sending money overseas or collecting money from overseas for equipment or passing equipment back and forth or something. But that's going to be the next big scandal. It's going to be what they did with the COVID stuff and during COVID and how they made money on it. So that's coming out there. And I don't think there's no reason to read on Eric, because if they're in trouble, the rest of them are in trouble. I might draw 4 cards on him to see if he's the one that throws somebody under the bus first, because it looked like that Don and Junior and Ivanka might be going to get together and try to get themselves out of trouble from those cards I just went through. Should have went back through them and held them up, and I didn't. But anyway, yeah, it looks like they might be working together on a cure for them. The hell with the rest of the family. So maybe I will pull on what is Becca calling eats paste. I can remember eating paste. Didn't eat very much of it. I remember tasting it when I was in kindergarten, because all the other kids were licking on it and eating it or something. It tasted... Their mothers must not have been as good a cook as my mom. I swear to God, because it tasted like crap. I did taste it and was trying to wipe my tongue off with a napkin. But I remember a lot of kindergarten kids and first graders eating paste. Maybe it was just my generation. God, who knows? Who knows? I'll have to think about that if I ever get a chance to write my book. Okay, let's do, like I said, let's do Eric real quick. Eric Trump. So we got the family money, family money. He's not as worried about this as the rest of them. Maybe he's not as involved. He does know there was a lot of mishandling of money, a lot of payoffs. He's not totally stupid, even though he looks that way. I'm not talking about his looks from birth or whatever. I'm talking about his actions and the way he talks and stuff. He knows that they've been manipulating money for years, so therefore he must know that they're in trouble. How about this? I've drawn 4 cards. They're all money cards. We got the 10. No, they're not all money cards, but we got temperance over the 10, showing that he wasn't as worried about it as the rest of them so far. And then we got the 6 of Pentacles, which is giving money to the wrong people at the wrong time. And then we got the 2 of Pentacles, which is money being manipulated. Then we got the 5 of Cups upside down, so maybe he should be worrying. He's in a bad spot. I hope the whole family don't try to throw him under the bus, and it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. And there's more news coming in about this quickly. I wonder if it's about the taxes or something else. We got this. It's about this Queen of Swords. Tell you what, it's gonna. I don't even think they're gonna be able to keep it a secret. There's some woman that's got a lot to do with everything that's happened. I don't know if it's in financing, probably in financing with all these money cards, but there's something coming out about some woman, the Queen of Swords. And you know what? And I wouldn't even be surprised if Ivanka isn't the Queen of Swords, because from what I've heard, she's just like her dad. She doesn't have any feelings, and I've heard she cusses like a sailor, so she's not this sweet little person that, you know, that she like mimics her dad in almost all ways. So, so there might be something going on there. That's saying yes. So maybe Eric's thinking Ivanka can get him out of this. Help him get out of this. Maybe she's dealing with him and Eric both to see which one, Eric and Junior, to see who can give her the best deal. Who knows? He still thinks his family and his dad's a star, and he don't have to worry too much. Even with all the light coming up on all the by the end of this year, we're going to know a whole lot. We're going to know a whole lot about this. Even though they try to keep most of it under wraps, there's going to be stuff leaking out. And judgment's coming after him, too. So, one thing for sure on all that stuff is there was judgment coming after him. So, and I can't believe it, but they might all end up trying to throw him under the bus for all this. And there's no way that they're going to be able to get away with it, but they might try. They might be already thinking about it. This is so weird, and this is about Eric Trump. And justice is coming for him. The light's going to be shine on this. How they manipulated the money. And yes, it's coming out. And it's something to do with a woman. This woman keeps coming into their card. She's going to really be in their finances hard when these tax returns come out. Maybe it's the mother. Maybe it's the real mother. Maybe she's still involved with them a lot. Maybe it's Ivana. But anyway, there's more news coming out about it. And quickly. And it's my robbing Peter to pay Paul, where payments went and stuff that shouldn't have went. We might have to be a little bit patient, but it's all about the money. Once they start on this, it's just gonna explode. And there's one more thing I'm going to read about real quick. Maybe. Maybe that was it. That was it. And that's probably too long anyway. I always talk too much. Anyway, I hope those didn't bore you. I didn't want to keep going over and over again on the same family, but with that news coming out today, I just couldn't. Just wanted to get something out there. See what something might answer some questions. It looks like they're all in deep doo-doo, clear up to their eyeballs. Clear up to their eyeballs. They better keep their head tilted back so they can breathe. So I want to thank all of you that's stayed with me this long, if you have, and bless you, and let's hope this COVID stuff gets over. I can't believe I'm going to get my second shot tomorrow and be able to see my kids again. And anyway, I love you all so much, and I want to thank you for your donations, and thank you for the ones that's got readings, and just thank you all for watching. Bless you all. Good night now. Namaste.